Hi everybody, I have a project to share with you today. We are finding a lot of inspiration from these two activity books for American history. They are packed with information and projects, and today we're going to make our own mop using this activity as inspiration. For this project, you're going to need a dowel and some rope or twine. I'm using a zip tie in order to fasten the whole thing together. Now, I picked this twine up from the dollar spot at Target, and it's really plied together really well. So I thought this would work well, except you don't get a lot. Now, I decided to go ahead with the project with these two spools, but if you wanted to do this, I would recommend using more. So I'm going to go ahead and fold that over until it's about maybe 8 times folded over, and I think that it's going to work pretty well for the length of the dowel, but there's so little twine that I'm going to end up taking it apart in a minute. But I'm going to go ahead and show you how to assemble it this way, because it was a little bit easier to assemble this one because there wasn't so much twine wrapped around the dowel. So my son is helping me here with the zip tie, which actually it took me a while to figure out how I was going to affix the twine to the dowel. I did want it to be authentic, and obviously a zip tie is not authentic, but we went ahead and used it anyway because you can really tighten it really tight, and it stayed on pretty well. Now, these pieces are quite long, and for the length of the dowel, which eventually I'm actually going to cut down, I thought it'd be better if the twine was shorter, and because I also don't have a whole lot of it. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this off. It came off pretty easily, but still I think with light wear and tear from the children, I don't think it would come off. So I went ahead and made this a little fuller by folding them down even further, and now I'm going to get that onto the dowel and again use a zip tie to keep it in place. You could of course use another piece of string or even some wire, but with a zip tie you can kind of get it to get really tight by pulling it, and then you don't need to tie it or anything, it's just done. And I like this fullness for the mop a lot better, but I don't like the zip tie. And the only ones we had were black, but I know you can find them in clear. But I'm going to take this twine that you use in the kitchen when you're tying up poultry, and I'm going to wrap that around the zip tie until you can't see it anymore, and then I can go ahead and tie that off, and it looks pretty good. I was really impressed with it, and my kids were really impressed with it. Now, we haven't actually used it and gotten it wet, but we did play around with it, and it held up pretty well. Now, I did go ahead and cut that dowel down in half because I'm going to use the other piece to make a broom. Just want to show you how we sanded that off so that it's nice and neat for the children, and that was about it. And there you can get a sneak peek of the broom that we also made. And if you want to catch up on some of the other projects that we're doing for our Colonial Times unit study, you can click on the screen